guys, it's Dawn. Welcome back. It is the 15th of July, so we're hitting the halfway point for Camp NaNoWrimo. And I thought today, just for the first day of this vlog, it would be fun to give you guys a tour of my new writing area. For those of you who don't know, one of the biggest reasons I was gone for a couple months is that we were actually moving houses. So back in October, my husband got a new job. It was about an hour and a half away from our old house, but he decided to commute until we felt sure that it was a good fit for him, that, you know, it was going to be a long-term position, not something that he'd get sick of and leave after a few months or whatever. So I think towards the end of May, he finally said it was time we could move. So it'd been over half a year that we waited, but we listed our house on the market and within 2 days had an offer, which is actually the people who bought our home. So we sold it in the normal month-long frame, you know, once you get your offer and then close. And in the meantime, we had put an offer on our current new house and moved forward with that. So all the timeline worked out perfectly, you know, selling and buying at the same time. And we are now only about 10 to 15 minutes away from his job rather than an hour and a half. So life has improved incredibly for him. He has a lot more time in the day, a lot more energy, and it's been great to just see him more. So that's been very positive. And then we love our new house, and I especially love my new writing area, which is actually a loft. So I'm going to turn around and show you guys the writing area, and then I'm going to get to a little bit of organizing and then working on my world building Bible. So let's get into it. Here it is. We've got an in-progress music corner for my husband. I ordered some artwork that's gonna go, I think, on that wall, and then he wants to get like a framed vinyl to put there. But this is my writing area here. I've got this amazing window letting in beautiful natural light into the house, or into the space. Got a bunch of junk in here. We're still organizing, but this is my like thinking, pondering chair. And then I've got my cute little desk and desk chair. Ooh, there's a toy under there. And then you guys have probably seen this a million times, but here's my bookshelf. Still organizing it a little bit. And then this is what I'm going to be working on today as far as unpacking and organizing. So it's a lot of my desk things, office things. I'll be sorting it, figuring out what to put in the desk, and then figuring out what I'll need to put in my filing cabinet when I finally buy one of those. My daughter's toy box, which is a sad little cardboard box for now. We're going to get something cuter. Oh my gosh, my neighbor is working on something so loud. But isn't this amazing? So it looks down. I won't show you down there just because my daughter got one of our board games out and the pieces are everywhere, but it looks down on the living room. And it's amazing because I've got those windows there which let even more natural light into the room. And it's just amazing. I love this writing area. It's so relaxing and peaceful. So obviously there's some things that are going to change with this writing area. I'm going to get a bulletin board, probably get a different bookcase at some point that's bigger because I don't have room for all the books that I want on display in this room. And then, like I mentioned, the music corner is going to change because we're going to get posters and hang up guitars and all that kind of jazz. So it will look a little different in the future, but for now, I think the setup is pretty nice. I like having like a designated creative zone because in our previous house, my desk was actually in the master bedroom and it felt very cluttered and like everything invaded my writing space just mentally, because, you know, I'd sit down to write and there'd be, you know, the bed behind me and have like laundry that needed to be folded on it, or I look over and our bathroom's right there and I could clean the bathroom or something, or I've got bills all over the desk. So kind of setting up this safe, designated, separate, creative zone in the house has been really nice and has really helped me separate my writing time from just, you know, chores and housekeeping and all that kind of jazz. So it's been really positive so far, and I just think it is so cute. Sorry, that light is probably driving you guys crazy coming from that window. But I'm gonna jump into unpacking those boxes and then do some world building, try to catch up with my hours for Camp NaNoWrimo because I am behind at the moment. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. So I've unpacked that box, but I thought I would just show you guys this because as fellow writers, you will appreciate it. But look at my stupid big notebook collection. Notebooks and journals, really. Oh my gosh, and this isn't even all of them. These are just the ones that are near and dear to me. So these two in particular, you guys are going to see in a future video when I do that reading my cringy old writing tag, which is one of my favorite tags, honestly. It's so funny. But this is the notebook I used in 7th and 8th grade. It is just full of nonsense. My friends and I would write stories together back and forth. I would draw crazy characters, write stories for English class prompts and that kind of jazz. And then this one was, I think, 9th and 10th grade. So a lot of the same, I was just a little older. But you guys are definitely going to see these again. And then I thought it would just be cute to mention. I love this one so much. But I bought this a couple months before my daughter was born, and it's going to actually be a present for her 18th birthday. I know that's like way down the road, but basically I'm just supposed to write entries in it every once in a while, and then give it to her on her 18th birthday as just like a little keepsake. So it'll have like events from her life, impressions of her, things I love about her, things that drive me crazy about her, you know, all that kind of jazz. So I just thought I would share that. I thought that was a really cute idea. I stole it from my sister actually because she bought one for her son when he was born. So definitely copied her, but I just think that's like the cutest idea to do for your kids. Anyways, I thought you guys would appreciate all my notebooks and journals. Oh, why are writers so obsessed with notebooks and journals? We are so weird. Okay, I'm gonna keep organizing and try to figure out where to put this crap. Look at it all. Hi again, guys. I just want to wrap up this video real quick and kind of summarize the week. I think I just had a clip at the beginning of me kind of doing some organizing, but I want to talk about what I've actually done this week, writing related and project related. So this week I've been focusing on world building. This is my world building Bible, not decorated yet, so kind of sad looking, but the most fun thing I did this week for world building was creature sheets. So I did one for vampires and one for werewolves, kind of going into the history and lore of these creatures in my world and in my imagination. So vampires were pretty straightforward. I already kind of knew in my head all the lore and everything that I wanted with them. But then werewolves were kind of fun because I actually, as I was doing it, I decided to draw some concept art because it occurred to me that since werewolves and vampires have been done so many times in so many different mediums for so many years, there's a lot of different versions, and so I had to kind of figure out what my werewolves specifically look like, because vampires are pretty easy. There's kind of a general consensus for what vampires look like, which I'm okay with. However, I feel like werewolves are kind of all over the map. So I did some concept art. I'm not an artist, so don't think I'm about to show you some like prize-winning beautiful piece. It's just concept art. So here you go. Try to get it to focus. So this is just basic concept art for werewolves, just to give me an idea of generally how they look. So I prefer, just personally, when werewolves in their werewolf form stick more to looking human rather than super wolfish. So like the over-the-top Twilight werewolf where they turn into just a giant wolf doesn't really work for me, or the ones that they do stand upright but they grow tails, their snouts get super long. I don't like that really either. It sounds silly, but it doesn't feel very realistic, even though it's fantasy. For me, my magic system and my lore, even though it is fantasy, I want it to feel kind of logical and rational. So that's why for my werewolves, I feel like I want them to look very human still when they're in their werewolf form. So they're going to keep the same proportions as their human body. Their feet will just grow a little more to look more wolf or dog-like, you know. They'll get claws on their hands, or rather on the ends of their fingers. They'll get very short hair all over their bodies, but then their actual hair on their head or their facial hair will stay similar to what it was as a human, but just kind of get longer and more wild looking. And then your human features will kind of translate over into your werewolf features. So hair color, eye color, hair texture. So someone who's black with very curly textured natural hair, that's going to transfer over to them as a werewolf. And you know, somebody who's European descent with very thin, straight hair, that's going to translate over to their werewolf form. So it all is very consistent. And so a werewolf, even though they're in a different form, they'll still look very much like themselves, and you'll be able to distinguish, you know, different werewolves from each other because of how they look. Anyways, I had a lot of fun doing that. I don't draw a lot of concept art anymore just because I've gotten out of the habit, but that drawing, even though it's not great or anything, it was just fun making it, and I feel like I want to do more character and concept art now, just for the fun of it and to help me kind of envision things a little better. So this past week I've really focused on world building, but for the next week and just a little bit left in camp, I want to focus on building all my preparations for revision starting in August. So starting in August, I'm just going to do weekly vlogs related to revisions and kind of go step by step of the revision process that I'm choosing for myself. So just to give you a sneak peek, the first video in August will probably be kind of a preparation video talking about everything I got ready in order to do revisions. And then the second one will be about doing the read through and making notes on the manuscript. Because from there, I can kind of look at my notes and at what needs to be done and then divvy it up into parts. So then the rest of the videos will be, okay, part such and such, working on this thing or whatever. So it'll kind of depend on how I feel after the read through and what I think is the best way to go about it. So I'm very excited for revisions. I have never done full revisions for a novel manuscript before, obviously, since this is my first finished novel first draft. But I've done it for short stories. I've done it for longer short stories. So I kind of get the gist of it, but this will be something new and fun to dive into. So I'm very excited. I think that pretty much wraps up this video. If you were wondering, the footage at the beginning of the video is from the Great Salt Lake. We went there on Saturday as a family just to check it out. It was kind of funny because my husband, he's lived in Utah his entire life, but had never gone to the Great Salt Lake, and I had never gone either. So it was just a fun first experience. It's a cool beach. It's very salty, which you would feel like goes without saying, but you don't really understand it until you've been there, because you think, oh, the ocean's salty, but Salt Lake it's salty. If you accidentally test the water, it's horrible and you regret it. And then after you get out of the water and the water dries on you, all these salt crystals and stuff are on your arms and on your, you know, bathing suits and whatever. So it was really fun and interesting. So it was a good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little taste of Utah at the beginning of this video. Thanks for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to ask me any questions, anything that was unclear. I do realize vlogs can kind of be all over the place, especially me because I'm not super good at them yet, but I am working on that. So feel free to ask me any questions, leave any comments you want. I always appreciate it. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Have a great week, and as always, happy writing. Bye.